Hey everyone, this is Dr. Brasfield with OptoZoom.com, where you can find and order everything you need for your optometric practice in one place. It's that easy. Now, today I want to talk about how to use your P&L statement to make informed business decisions in your optometry practice. One of the most important parameters of your practice's financial success is the profit and loss statement. You should review it at least once a month or more. Your accounting software, such as QuickBooks or your CPA, should be able to produce it easily. So the P&L statement is also called an income statement, and it's one of the most important financial statements that a practice owner can look at to review and gauge the financial health of the practice. It's loaded with so much information that can help guide you on making your spending decisions. It's really just made up of the total amount of income, also called gross revenue, that's brought in, and then also looks at all the expenses incurred by the practice. The difference between those numbers, income minus expenses, is your net profit or loss in the practice for that time period. Expenses on an income statement can generally be broken down into fixed and variable expenses. Fixed expenses are those that usually don't change. The biggest one of these is going to be your occupancy cost or rent, and also your staff, but also includes technology like your EMR and marketing expenses like your website. Variable costs are dependent on the number of patients you see. The biggest variable cost in a practice is typically cost of goods. These are frames, lenses, lab fees, and also even production related compensation if you have associate ODs. On the surface, it's easy to just see a P&L statement for the numbers, but I really encourage you to look further than that and focus on what the numbers on the page mean to the percentage of gross revenue collected in the practice. The reason I encourage this is because there's generally acceptable ranges and key metrics in an optometric practice that you want to try to strive for as it relates to a percentage of your gross revenue. Some of those metrics are number one, cost of goods. You definitely want to shoot to keep your cost of goods at or below 30%. Staff, meaning non optometrists, means that you want to try to aim for about 25%. This is one category that in California, we usually go over on that one. Occupancy is another huge one. You want to only max out at 7 or 8%. If you're paying more for occupancy costs, it's going to cut into your bottom line. And then marketing, especially in new practices, when you're in a high growth mode, you're going to have a higher percentage of marketing costs, maybe about 5%. But in an established practice where you already have a lot of patients coming in, you might be around 3 or 4%. Equipment, you want to make sure that your debt service on all your equipment doesn't exceed 3%, and general overhead about 7 or 8%. So that's utilities and phone, things like that. When you filter income and expenses down through the statement, the end result is your net income. This gives you an after expense but before tax snapshot at the profitability of your practice and how much income you get to take home or how much loss you generated. Keep in mind that this includes all professional salaries, associate ODs included, and the owner's salary, as well as other expenses not mentioned. So a good number to target for profitability is in the 27 to 30% range of gross revenue. Knowing your net income is very important for long-term planning, not just to evaluate the monthly and quarterly profitability. For example, if your net income is high and you're approaching the end of the year, you may want to talk to your CPA about making tax-deductible expenditures, like some new equipment for the office or maybe starting a retirement program for you and your staff. This shows how being proactive rather than reactive in managing your business is more cost efficient and impactful. I hope you enjoyed today's practice management tip. Stay tuned for the next one to keep your optometry business at the top of its game. I'm Dr. Brasfield for OptoZoom. Until next time.